Let's start there. With me now, Congresswoman Lois Frankel. She's a Democrat from Florida, the chair of the Democratic Women's Working Group, and a member of the House Appropriations Committee. So, Congresswoman Frankel, a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me. When you heard the president there actually defending Speaker Pelosi and attacking, your Democratic colleagues, specifically saying Ilhan Omar, she shouldn't even be in office. Your response to the president?
Well, first, thank you for having me. I think I was laughing the whole time he was with those comments.
I thought I saw a smile on your face.
Well, talking about disrespect, this is a man who disrespects everyone. But as for our caucus, first of all, I just want to say the diversity of our caucus is terrific. But here's what we've been united on. We've passed legislation to reduce gun violence, to lower health care costs, to secure our elections. We've sent legislation that both Nancy Pelosi and AOC voted for, and the rest of us, over to the Senate. And if there's any disrespect, it's coming from Mitch McConnell, who is refusing to take up multiple good bills that we're sending to him.
But Congresswoman, back to the issue at hand. I mean, you're there on Capitol Hill. Do you think some of these women, do you think these freshman congresswomen have stepped over the line?
Again, I think the diversity is great. I think a lot of this feud is exaggerated. Maybe it's in the Twitter world because on the ground here, I feel like on the issues that are very important to the American public, Democrats are united.
But when you see the tweet from Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, referring to the Speaker of the House, that public, whatever is called public sentiment, wielding the power to shift is how we actually achieve meaningful change in this country. I mean, is Twitter really the right way to air your grievances with the Speaker of the House?
Well, I guess these younger members have a new way of communicating. I think it's.
Is that what we just chalk it up to?
But I think yes, I think it's preferable to have face-to-face communications, and I think that's happening now.
But Speaker Pelosi, I know, is calling for party unity. So how is all of this back and forth over Twitter and seeing now the president defending, the House Speaker? How is that helpful in unifying your party and working against this president?
Well, first of all, Nancy Pelosi does not need Donald Trump to defend her. And really, Nancy Pelosi is a very strong leader. And as I said before, we've been unified on very, very important legislation. And I think that's what is important. I personally love the diversity, and I don't mind a little mixing up. Because in the end, we work together to do the right thing for the American people.
Congresswoman Frankel, let me ask you about the big story of the day, the resignation of Labor Secretary Alex Acosta, who, by the way, is the 13th cabinet member to depart the Trump White House. We've talked so much about how there are all these acting officials. Well, what is the real impact of, you laugh, but it's true, 13th. What's the impact of these vacancies in acting positions, in your opinion?
Well, I think it's quite evident in the policy of this president, which is basically to say vile things about immigrants and do horrible things like separating children from their parents at the border, like trying to take away our health care by sending lawyers to the courts to try to throw out the Affordable Care Act. It's all reflected in his policy, all his promises, infrastructure, lowering health care costs. We haven't seen any evidence of that.
But to have a revolving door with this White House, when people are watching, who are counting the numbers of people leaving, why does that matter?
Well, it matters is because these agency heads or cabinet officials are supposed to lead their agencies. And what we can see is whatever's being done, to me, it's been very, very destructive. But I do want to say this. I am glad that Alex Acosta resigned, and it didn't happen soon enough. He's a person that shouldn't have been appointed in the first place, like several other of the cabinet appointments.
Okay. Congresswoman Frankel, thank you very much.